Welcome back to TUI Transfer Talk. We're here today to give you our latest reports and gossips coming in and out of the club. So there's not been much in the last couple of days, Nick. The usual suspects, Sadio Mane has been linked to Liverpool and Spurs.
Yeah, it's just been old rumours regurgitated, really. I mean, this Dennis Praet rumour first surfaced a year ago and then was basically seen as his agent pushing it around and trying to get his client a move to a bigger club for more money. Praet is now going, I think, within the last year of his contract, so they're just pushing it a little bit more. How much substance, we don't know. The other big one is Zaza from Juventus. I mean, that seems to be gaining momentum in the fact that Juventus are now naming a price which is £19 million. Although Zaza's not in their, first choice player for them, he's in the Italy squad, and they paid around £12 million for him last summer. So, they're looking for a little bit of a profit. He's an up-and-coming player. I mean, West Ham are in for him as well. But if this is serious, we've got a little bit of the upper hand in the fact that Juventus want Pella. So it makes sense that Pella forms part of that deal. And, we do a swap. And that's good business all around. Saints are moving on a player who's 31, who's given us good service, good couple of years. And we're getting in a 24-year-old. So, I'd be quite interested to see that one happen.
What sort of differences are there between Pella and Zaza? I mean, Pella's obviously the typical target man sort of striker, but what kind of differences are there to Zaza? What do you know about Zaza?
Well, from what I've read about Zaza is a little bit more of an all-round player in the fact that Pella. And I love Pella. But he's an out-and-out centre forward. You play him as a central striker, or you don't play him. He can't adapt. Zaza's big enough and good enough in the air to operate in that role, but he's also very mobile, a little bit more mobile than Pella. So he's able to sort of operate more as a number 10 if he has to, as they call them these days, or as a secondary striker playing off a big striker. So, he's got a little bit more versatility to him. So, I would say, given what, the strategy of Saints these days is to buy in players at a good price and then sell them on where they're either a little bit low or their transfer value is about to start plummeting because of age. And that makes sense with this.
Those characteristics you've just described about Zaza, I've instantly thought about Shane Long. I think that, to me, they sound like very similar players. Will they be competing for that first choice centre forward place in the team next season, providing, of course, Zaza comes in and Pella goes the other way?
In certain respects, yes. I mean, the thing is, everyone's competing for that spot. I mean, with Shane Long, I think when Pella got injured and Shane Long came in and came to the fore, Saints adapted their style a little bit. They went less for crosses. Shane Long's a great header of the ball, but he's not like Pella, who's got the advantage of being quite tall and wimbles. Shane Long wins it by sheer determination and timing more than anything. He's got a great leap and he's got great timing, but ultimately, Shane Long against a 6'4" centre half, he's not going to be the favourite. They're going to compete, but I think again it could be a partnership that could do well because Zaza is able to play as that target man role, and Long is nippy enough to play off him.
Now, just going back to Dennis Praet for a moment, he's been linked to Borough. If Borough seem to nick him, he's also been linked to Sevilla. His father, his agent, he wants him to go to Sevilla. But would it be a missed opportunity for the Saints if we don't sign this young Belgian Dennis Praet?
Well, you never know. I mean, he's not pulled up any, whatever in Anderlecht. He's not. In the Belgium international squad, he's got a cap, but he's not really featuring now, and I don't think he's in the squad for the Euros. So I think this is more of his agent, and as you say, his agent is also his father. I think this is more of them trying to manufacture a move to a club where he can get more money. It may be a missed opportunity. Who knows? Some players develop later than others, and he could be a hidden diamond. But, I just have the feeling that perhaps this is being talked up rather than got any substance behind it.
Now let's talk about some of the outgoings now of the club. We touched upon Sadio Mane earlier on in the video. Again, linked with Spurs, Liverpool, Man United, the usual suspects. What do we make of all of these rumours?
Well, we've got to take all of them in isolation, firstly. I mean, yes, this is a time of year when not a lot happens in the transfer rumour. Players have very short periods in the summer to go on holiday and do things. So mostly, once the season ends, you're either off with England or your international side if there's a tournament on, or if you're not involved in anything like that, you're you're off on holiday. Now, it's not in players' interest to move before July the 1st, because July the 1st is the day that all contracts are up and all bonuses become due on that day. So, for instance, if Sadio Mane was going to go to Manchester United, he would be foregoing lucrative bonuses if he wasn't a Southampton player on July the 1st. So the reality is in transfers, not much happened till the end of June for several reasons. One, financial, and two, players on holiday, managers on holiday, and international tournaments and duty. So what that means is the press have got to really start regurgitating rumour after rumour after rumour to keep selling stories, getting page hits and keeping the interest up. The reality is that most of them don't have a lot of substance, although that's not to say that they won't happen, but they're just repeating it. And one media outlet will put up a story and everyone else will follow because they don't want to be left out. So if we take him in isolation, Sadio Mane, a year ago was linked with Manchester United. That has been longly proven to be the fact that
6 months ago he was also linked.
Yeah,
Every single window.
No, but a year ago he was linked to. It's pertinent that a year ago he was linked to Manchester United when Manchester United lost Pedro to Chelsea. What it was found to be was that the Man United spin doctors had been trying to deflect the blame off Ed Woodward, Manchester United chief executive. And so they said, oh, no, it doesn't matter, we've lost Pedro because we're after several other players, and one of them name was Sadio Mane. So that rumour, although there's no substance in it, no bids, nothing at all, the press spent the next 4 or 5 months saying Sadio Mane for Manchester United. No bid at all in January when they came in again. So is Sadio Mane going to go to Manchester United? They've got a new manager in Jose Mourinho. They're a club in decline. Manchester United fans don't want to see Sadio Mane come in. They want to see the big names, the truly big names.
Moving on to our next outgoing of the club. Again, the usual suspects, Liverpool, Spurs, linked with our Irish international Shane Long.
Yeah, I mean, Shane Long, it's great that Shane Long is being linked with them. But again, they're going to have to pay big money. I saw a fee of £11 million touted to Shane Long to Liverpool. Now, Shane Long's got 2 years left on his contract. We bought him for £12 million. He's had his best ever season in the Premier League. He's having his best ever season at international level. His stock has risen greatly in football. So are we going to sell him for a £1 million loss? So that probably shows you where that headline's coming from. And again, Liverpool under Klopp are looking to get rid of players like Daniel Sturridge, Jordan Ibe and a host of others. Adam Lallana is another. Are they going to be happy having Shane Long in, who is at 20, I think he's 28, 29 now, is at sort of the older age? Again, they may be slightly deluded, but they're on for the big name players.
Well, there you have it, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you think of all these latest rumours, gossips and transfers. Who would you like to see come into the club? Do these have any substance? So let us know in the comments.